Were certain trades more affected by asbestos exposure? Imagine working in a busy factory or building site years ago, surrounded by materials that seemed harmless at the time but were actually dangerous. Certain jobs exposed workers to asbestos more than others, leading to higher risks of serious lung diseases. Asbestos was widely used in construction, manufacturing, and shipbuilding because of its heat, resistance, and insulating properties. Workers who handled or disturbed asbestos-containing materials faced the greatest danger. Asbestos workers and miners are among those most affected. They directly handled raw asbestos fibers during extraction or processing, often in poorly ventilated environments. Data shows about 40% of asbestos-related illnesses come from these groups. Miners, who extracted asbestos from mines, had intense exposure during their work, making up around 22% of cases. Their contact with raw fibers was constant and close. Construction workers also faced high risks. This includes drywall installers, roofers, pipefitters, and HVAC technicians. Many buildings built before the 1980s contained asbestos in insulation, flooring, and roofing materials. When workers cut, removed, or disturbed these materials, fibers became airborne. Studies indicate that about 35% of workers in construction show signs of restrictive lung disease, a common effect of asbestos exposure. Insulators, who installed or maintained thermal insulation in industrial settings, were at very high risk. They often worked with asbestos insulation in factories, shipyards, and power plants. Cutting or removing insulation released fibers into the air, increasing their exposure. Research shows insulators are over 10 times more likely to develop mesothelioma, a rare but aggressive cancer linked to asbestos. Mechanics working on brake pads, clutches, and gaskets before the 1980s also faced significant risks. These parts often contained asbestos, especially in older vehicles. Mechanics in repair shops with poor ventilation or confined spaces inhaled fibers during their work. Maintenance workers handling machinery with asbestos components had similar risks. Firefighters and rescue workers are another group at increased risk. During fires or building collapses, asbestos fibers can become airborne. For example, after the World Trade Center attacks, rescue workers were exposed to high levels of asbestos fibers. Studies show they have more than double the risk of developing mesothelioma compared to the general population. Military personnel, especially those in the Navy, also experienced high exposure. Asbestos was used extensively in ships, aircraft, and vehicles throughout much of the 20th century. Navy sailors and shipbuilders often worked in environments where asbestos was present, leading to higher rates of asbestos-related diseases among veterans. In summary, jobs involving direct handling, installation, or disturbance of asbestos materials have been most affected. These include asbestos miners, construction workers, insulators, mechanics, firefighters, and military personnel. Their exposure increases the risk of lung cancer, mesothelioma, and other lung diseases. Today, strict safety protocols and protective gear are vital to reduce these risks. If you work in an environment with asbestos, always follow safety guidelines and consult health professionals for regular checkups. Remember, understanding these risks helps protect workers and supports healthier workplaces.